Hello and welcome back to Average Joe Sports Part 2. This is the segment where we're going to talk some Husky football. Yay! I'm happy, you're happy, we're all happy. Why? Because we're all dressed in purple and we shocked the world. Kind of. We beat number 8 Stanford last night on a wonderful blacked out Thursday. Unfortunately, I was not actually able to watch said game because I was at rehearsal, and there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, come see Tommy. We open October 11th. It's going to be a good time. I'm playing Captain Walker. For those of you guys who are familiar with The Who's Tommy, you might know the song Pinball Wizard. Everybody should know that. So good show, good times, and I get to keep my pants on. It's awesome. But back to the action, because that's how I do it. Again, UW beats number 8 Stanford. This game was huge because considering that in my partnered up view vlog with James the Pug Puglisi in our football week preview, I kind of had this game as a loss. So I was definitely surprised by the fact that we beat Stanford by a score of 17-13. First things first, let's just give it up for the defense. I mean, it was a defensive struggle on both sides for both teams, and that's amazing because we always like defensive battles. Yes, I know that for a lot of people, that's really boring because we want to see, the ball just being thrown all over the place and, 45 to, 48, scoring blowouts on both sides. That's the stuff we like to see, but games like this are what builds a team as a whole. And so, again, I was very proud of the defense. They only gave up 235 total yards allowed. But within that, they got an interception and they got a fumble recovery out of it, which tells me one thing. They pressured the quarterback and they were all hitting to where the ball was, which means they were tackling, which is great. And I approve of that message because it's something that this defense has been lacking for a number of years. So again, proud of the defense. Good on you. Let's just get to the rest of the stats of the top performers. Keith Price had a decent game. He wasn't anything spectacular. 177 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception. I'm not sure what's going on with the offensive line right now. It just seemed like last season, and I'm sure with the with the vacating of Chris Polk and the other people of the receiving core from last year, that it definitely puts a lot more pressure on Keith Price to show what he's got. But they got to give the kid more time. Again, we want to make sure that he stays healthy. He's one of the main cogs in our offense. He's dangerous with both his legs and his arms. So we need to be able to protect that. And it doesn't seem to be happening a whole lot. He's making a whole lot more rookie mistakes. And from what I heard from people that were watching the game, also my friends Trevor, Mutt, and my boy Shunky, because they were at the game, they kind of gave me a quick recap last night when I stopped by the tailgate. Good times. Thank you for the brewski, brah. But they basically told me that he's not looking very sharp right now. And again, he's not following his progressions. He's not checking down to his third and fourth receiving options, and he's very narrow-sighted in his throwing. I mean, case in point, he threw to Casey Williams for 10 receptions, 129 yards, and his only passing touchdown. So, it's nice to have that one receiver that you can go to no matter what, but you got to spread the field out. And I think that's something that's going to happen over the course of the season. I don't necessarily want to throw Keith Price under the bus just yet. And actually, really, I think unless he throws, 7 interceptions in the game, I don't think I ever will throw him under the bus. Because, again, he's doing a great job with what he's got. Again, the offensive line has had a lot of injuries recently, so it creates a lot of holes. So they're burning a couple red shirts, so that they've got some youth on that line, which is a bad thing, but it's also a good thing for the younger players to get in there and just grind their teeth with the more skilled veteran collegiate players out there. So there's nothing wrong with it. It just puts the quarterback in a very vulnerable position. Sankey had 20 carries for 144 yards and and a rushing touchdown. And, that's good. He's not Chris Polk, but 144 yards is really, really good. That's some serious ground and pound. That means the running game is starting to work. And I was really worried about that because in order for Keith Price to be good, the running game has got to be excellent because then he can use play action to get the ball off quicker. And also, again, it just takes a lot of undue pressure. It gives him time to actually think because they're going to be expecting run. And, again, you're just keeping the big uglies and the secondary honest. That's all you're really trying to do. So, again, it's not spectacular. I mean, getting over 100 yards is always spectacular, no matter who the person is. But again, it was a very well played game from what I was able to gather on my ESPN.com app, and from what I was hearing, it's a great win. Stanford, on the other hand, they're not the strongest number 8 seed BCS team that we've seen. I mean, we happen to be lucky enough to play. At the time, I believe LSU was number 1 when we played them. We played number 8 Stanford. Next week, we play number 2 Oregon. You want to talk about having a very, very stacked deck, and to have this win on our resume gives us some semblance of, hey, we're here, now you have to pay attention to us. I don't think that the Dawgs should be ranked, super high or anything, but if they put them in the top 15, great. If they just creep in at number 25, 24, that's actually even better, to be perfectly honest with you, because I don't want any big heads on this team just now. So, again, on to Stanford stats. Nunes, I believe. Noonan. I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name, but he was 18 of 37 for 170 yards and an interception. Again, sounds like he had a lot of pressure on him. I mean, he was made to do a whole lot of things that he didn't want to do. So that's kudos to the defense. Apparently, the clink means defense is awesome. I think that's what the clink really stands for. There's no D in clink, but that's okay. But the Seahawks did well there. Husky defense is doing amazing. Is making amazing progressions. They're not amazing as of yet, but they're definitely getting there. Let's see here. Their number 1 running back, Taylor, 21 carries, 75 yards. That means, again, the defense was getting behind Stanford's offensive line. And again, for 235 yards of total offense allowed, that's really, really great. And Ertz, their best receiver on the day, 6 receptions for 106 yards. All in all, it was still a really, really great game. It's a statement win in the sense of we can play against the elite in our conference, but I wouldn't say it would put us with the elite of everybody else in the BCS. I really wish this game was actually played the week before Apple Cup, to be perfectly honest with you, because that would have been one of those statement games that would said, oh, well, we're going to put you in the Orange Bowl this year. But again, I don't want to, get too far ahead of myself. This was a great game. Next Saturday, we go in and we play Oregon at Oregon. We can play the number 2 team in the nation. It's going to be a tough matchup because, again, they've got that freaking spread option offense, which is an impossible offense to defend against. The only way to defend against it is to find some semblance of a spread defense, basically. Giving the quarterback multiple looks, basically trying to outfox the quarterback, basically. Make them think one thing and do something else. And also, just hit both the quarterback and the running back. If they want to pretend that they've got the ball, hit them in the mouth. And they can sit there and complain about, oh my God, I'm getting hit, I'm not being protected. And the referee's are going to go, did you pretend you have the ball? Yes. Well, then you deserve to get hit. He's not hitting you in the helmet. Shut up. Plain and simple. But that game, unfortunately, I'm not very confident against their game next week against Oregon. I kind of put that one as a loss, unfortunately. But if we can win the rest of our games on our half of the conference, in our half of the Pac-12, so on the Pac-12 North, we could finish no worse than probably 3rd, man. I think 2nd place right now is a definite possibility. I had us finishing, you know, third or fourth in our half of the conference. I really, really did. But I'm now thinking second or third. I mean, who knows? We could win our half of the conference and represent the Pac-12 North in the Pac-12 title game this season. But I doubt that. It's Oregon's half of the conference to lose, like I said before. So that's my review and preview of last night's game and next week's game. I'll have one more segment for Raiders and Seahawks, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.